First of all, want to thank you all for the work that you've done so far on the team. The rate at which we're able to do tasks and solve problems for the company is quite impressive, actually. On average, the team does, each member of the team does about 20 tasks per week, which is nothing short of impressive. However, as many of you have pointed out, you still feel very overwhelmed with tasks, and that is evident in our task board. As you can see, it is quite cluttered, and no matter how quickly we finish tasks, the backlog seems to be getting longer and longer. Currently, it's over 30 tasks and does not seem to be getting any shorter anytime soon. And as some of you have noticed, some of these items have been in the backlog for upwards of 4 months. Now, I don't think this is a problem necessarily with your work ethic or how fast you're working. So I think that it's necessary that we see the problem from a little bit of a different angle. I don't think that we need to work faster necessarily, just that we need to adapt faster. So my solution to this is to go for more of a Scrum system. So on February 25th, we will be starting a trial run for more of a Scrum process. I'm sure many of you have heard of Scrum or other similar agile forms of project management. Like 80% of federal IT projects actually use this, and several other teams within the organization use this process as well. For example, the SAP team or the .NET team. So you may have heard of what Scrum is, but may not necessarily know how it works. So just to give you a quick overview, the idea behind Scrum is that we basically chunk off the pieces of development in order to reflect and adapt faster. For example, take the new ticketing project that the SAP team is working on right now. They start off with a product backlog, which is the requirements that they have for the ticketing system, such as registration, tickets they need, and they get all this from the higher up in the company that requested the system. They then take this process, they then implement these requirements 4 weeks at a time. They start off with planning, where they figure out what they want to work on for the 4 weeks, and then make a backlog of those requirements. For example, right now they're working on registration, new member registration, and they have specific tasks for how they want to implement that. They then work for 4 weeks, checking in daily to see how they're doing, and then at the end they present what they have to their manager in that process, whoever requested the product. They'll then implement those changes and then start to reflect for the next time that they do it and make changes accordingly. This is really, while this is mostly designed for software and may not seem like it's immediately applicable to us as an IT team, I think I have a solution for how we can implement this. So this is what our process will look like. Our backlog will more or less be the enhancements and projects that we set, that we're either given or set upon ourselves. Those ones that have been sitting in the backlog for way too long. We'll then, for each 4 weeks, we'll budget these tasks that we have in the product backlog, as well as tasks that we get from members in the company, such as when something breaks. We'll allot a certain amount of time to work on these tasks in your week. So then we'll set a certain limit, and then that's what we'll be working on for these 4 weeks. We'll be meeting daily, like usual, to discuss these tasks and then assign them out to you. At the end of our sprints, we won't necessarily need to review with the manager, since our tasks should be getting pushed out to the people that need it as quickly as possible. But instead, we will reflect on what we've done and see what we can do better for the next 4 weeks. So this is a little bit of a change. And what I want you to do in the before we actually start our initial run is to research, is to be as prepared as possible. And one way you can do that is by researching Scrum on your own. The way I've been doing it so far is I've been reading books. For example, I've read this book by the co-creator of Scrum, and I would be very happy to lend this book out to you if you need it. There are other ways that you can research Scrum on your own, such as you can talk with the other teams that use it, you can research online, whatever works for you to make you as comfortable as possible when you start. I also want you to come fresh and with an open mind. I want you to not only work on your tasks, but also be critical and be always looking for room to improve. It'll be a little bit of a change. You'll definitely need to stay on top of your tasks more. That there's a certain deadline for our projects, or at least what we want to finish by the end, and you'll have to make sure that you are budgeting your time correctly to complete all the tasks that you were assigned. But I think that it will be, ultimately in the future, I believe that will be a good change for us. So in review, our old system wasn't quite working as well as we wanted to. To fix this, I believe that we will be implementing a trial run of Scrum that will be starting on the 25th, and I want you to be as prepared as possible to make the most out of this trial run. It'll be a little bit of a change.